A wise man once said, "To be or not to be? That is the question." To get the answer, sit tight and get ready for another mind-numbing episode of It's the second balance type double chassis after 1B. Like 1B, it can be used on both left and right spin rings. Unlike 1B, it has a perimeter with a free spinning gimmick designed to deflect attacks, which we'll call defense mode. These two tabs, when pushed down, would cause the free spinning perimeter to be locked. We'll call this attack mode. Notice these two protrusions that become attack points when on this mode. At the base or bottom of world in left spin, there are these two indentions that when connected to 2B in this orientation will provide the needed space for its two tabs not to be pushed in and not lock its free spinning perimeter as a result. However, by rotating world by 180 degrees, notice how its two indentions have shifted downwards and does not anymore align with the tabs of 2B. Hence, its free spinning perimeter is now locked. This same principle applies to world in right spin as well. One thing notable is that all current left and right spin rings doesn't have these two indentions on their bases save for Mirage. However, Mirage has longer indentions compared to World. Therefore, it wouldn't matter even if Mirage is rotated by 180 degrees, as either orientation would still be able to fit the two tabs of 2B. In short, the free spinning perimeter of 2B is always activated when using it with Mirage. As far as its dimensions, it's one of the widest double chassis available, further enhanced by these two protruding attack points. It's much wider than 1A, 1B, 2A, 2S, a little bit wider than an awakened 2D, and slightly narrower than 3A. It's detrimental to use it with a normal height driver that relies on itself for LAD, like Universe. This is because near the end of the battle, one of its two attack points can scrape on the stadium floor together with Universe's free spinning ring and lower its chances of winning. However, when used with a taller height driver like Wave, its attack points won't touch the stadium floor at all, so this setup is okay. Lastly, it has 4 teeth on each side like the double chassis 2S and the single chassis 1S. Here's the current heaviest chassis, an unawakened 2D. Here's 1B. Here's 2S. Here's 2B. As per the result, 2B is at par with a mint 2D, which is a very good sign. using 2B defense mode. It doesn't have enough attack power to be viable. For 2B in attack mode, we'll put the world ring to lock it in, as there's no way to lock it with just the chassis and chip. Using world 2B attack mode. Even with the weight advantage of the world ring, attack mode still doesn't have enough attack power to be worth using. Using 1A, clearly has stronger attacks than 2B. 2B clearly has more outward weight distribution by having more metal near its edges compared to 1A. However, 1A has these two aggressive contact points that deal a lot of recoil when it hits. As shown in these results, 2B in either mode is still outclassed by 1A for right spin attack. Using 2B defense mode in left spin. It still has the same mediocre attack power it had in right spin. Using world 2B attack mode in left spin. As in right spin, it still doesn't have enough attack power to be viable. Using 3A. 3A is clearly more aggressive and has stronger attacks. 2B has more metal near its edges compared to 3A. However, 3A's two slope contact points designed for upper attack more than compensates. Therefore, 2B in either mode is way below 3A for left spin attack. Using 2B defense mode. B in free spinning mode tank judgment. Whoa! Using 2A, its rubber and aggressive shape can cause self-recoil and drain its stamina. However, its rubber can also increase its defense by softening the blows from its opponent. Nice! Or, if it feels like it, it can just counter-attack. Very nice! If we blacken out their centers, it will be easier to discern the outward weight distribution of their metal content. Next, we'll put two red circles around these black circles to isolate the remaining metal content. These are now encircled in yellow. For 2B, there are 6 narrow metal protrusions that have holes below them. For 2A, there are 6 wide metal protrusions that have no holes below them. Therefore, 2A has more outward weight distribution than 2B. This means that 2A has more inertia to resist knockouts. However, its 3 rubber attack points can negate this, as shown by the tests. Furthermore, You have no control on how 2A will react in battle. It can either be offensive or defensive. For 2B, although it has less inertia than 2A, it has one less attack point, which even isn't made out of rubber. More importantly, its 2 attack points can be disabled by switching it to defense mode. Thus, 2B gets the leg up over 2A when it comes to defense capability. Using 2B defense mode in left spin. This is a good case scenario, which is just a spin finish loss. This is a bad case scenario. Orale vatos! What's happening? Nothing much. Oops. Now let's try using it with World to further increase its defense. If it can survive the first couple of strong hits, it can outspin Rage 3A. Using 2D with Extend Plus. Ironically, scraping prevented a knockout at the cost of stamina. We'll forego adding World to 2D as Extend Plus isn't really optimized for it. Instead, we'll use Bearing, which performs much better with it. Using 2D with Bearing. Like with Extend Plus, the good case scenario is just being outspun by Rage 3A. This is the bad case scenario. As expected. The same with 2B, we'll test it again with World to boost its defense. Using World 2D with Bearing. Also, like with Extend Plus, it just needs to survive the initial hard hits to outspin Rage 3A. Like 2B in defense mode, 2D's contact points aren't that aggressive. However, 2D has lesser outward weight distribution than 2B as it has less metal near its edges. With all things being equal, 2B and 2D are both excellent in defense. In this right spin stamina matchup, B can't hold a candle to 2S. To view the full 10-round battles, please go to the topmost pinned comment in the comment section. In this left spin stamina matchup, well, this confirms it even further. It's even worse in left spin. In this left spin stamina matchup, B in free spinning mode helped, but it's still no match for 2S. Using 2B attack mode with Extend Plus. Shocking, but it is what it is. Using 2B defense mode with Extend Plus. 2B on free spinning mode helped a bit, but still, using 2B attack mode with Extend Plus. It fared better, but it's still on the losing end of the equation. Using 2B defense mode with Extend Plus. 2B on free spinning mode once again made a tangible difference. The next three drivers, bearing, Mobius, and Rise, work best when paired with a disc plus frame or chassis that lowers its center of gravity like 2D. Notice how much closer to the ground 2D on bearing is compared to 2S on bearing. Using 2B attack mode with bearing. Unsurprisingly, 2B isn't optimized for bearing. Using 2B defense mode with bearing. There's a trend forming here that 2B defense is the better mode. Here's an example. Notice how the 2D bearing combo wasn't able to spin equalize at the last moment, which caused it to be outspun. Using 2B attack mode with Mobius. Surprise, surprise! 2B on Mobius is actually decent against 2D on Mobius. Using 2B defense mode with Mobius. Even better, switching 2B to free spinning mode made it near unstoppable. Using 2B attack mode with Rise. Just like on Mobius, 2B on Rise is pretty good. Using 2B defense mode with Rise. 2B in free spinning mode didn't put it over the top like it did on Mobius. Based on these results, 2B in defense or free spinning mode makes it harder for its opponent to spin equalize, and this 2B isn't even awakened yet. Its tip is a combination of a rubber perimeter and of a sharp plastic pointed center, which is actually very similar to Merge Dash. Out of the box, Merge Dash's center plastic tip is already exposed. So when flat launched straight at the middle of the stadium, it will spin on its plastic tip and stay at the center. Unite Dash's plastic tip, on the other hand, is not fully exposed out of the box. Therefore, when flat launched straight at the middle of the stadium, it will spin on its rubber tip and aggressively circle the tornado ridge like Extreme Dash. Here's Extreme Dash for comparison. On a side note, the diameter of Unite Dash's rubber plastic combination tip is slightly smaller than Extreme Dash's pure rubber tip. However, it's just a bit wider than Quick Dash's pure rubber tip. This means that a Mint Unite Dash will act like a poor man's Extreme Dash. When bank launch, it does a consistent flower pattern until it reaches the center, wherein it will transition to a stationary spin. Here's Extreme Dash for comparison. As shown, it continued with the flower pattern and did not transition to a stationary spin until its rubber has worn down to the point that it exposes the plastic tip, which then it will behave like a merge dash. Here's merge dash. Notice the slight hesitations on whether to continue with the flower pattern or to transition to stationary spin. However, as shown in the Death Diabolos 4-turn Merge Dash 1D review, Merge Dash isn't a reliable attack driver due to the combination of its rubber and plastic tip, which translates to inconsistent performance. Its best use, like that of Merge Dash, will be for defense as an anti-knockout driver or a poor man's keep dash. Here's an example. When hit while spinning on its plastic tip, the rubber will act as a resistance to movement and help mitigate its chances of being knocked out. 2B worked best on Mobius and Rice in defense or free spinning mode. Let's see how it stacks up against an actual top tier combo. As shown earlier, Master outclasses World in left spin, so its only hope to beat it is via opposite spin. Using 2B defense mode with Mobius. Like most, it just can't compete with the mighty Wheel Extend Plus. Using 2B defense mode with Rice. Using Rice made it perform even worse. Oh well. Going back to the original question, to be or not to be? Papabey says, not to be. Alright! Catch you again next time. Same Papabey time, same Papabey channel. Thanks to Ramp Hobbies and BeyExpress for the bass used in this episode.